Welcome back to the Chief of Self podcast, my dear selfies. My name is Mads. We're going to talk about morning routines. We're going to be talking about how to become a morning person, even if you don't think that you are one. Morning routines, it is a tale as old as time across every wellness Instagram page, and you are probably so fucking sick of hearing, you need a morning routine, become a morning person. I am totally with you. But I wouldn't be recording this episode if I did not think it is one of the most paramount things in my life, like the most foundational part of my day. It sets the scene for the entirety of the rest of my day. It regulates my nervous system. I literally can't say more good things about being a morning person and having a morning routine. We're coming up on 2026. You're going to get bombarded with New Year's resolutions, blah, 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 things. But if it's been like percolating in the back of your mind, like, oh, I just wish I could wake up earlier and have energy and, do this like amazing morning routine that everyone does on Instagram. It looks so amazing, and connect with myself and set myself up for success every single morning. I got you. All right. I'm going to give you like very tangible steps to become a morning person, things that you are so capable of doing. Like, these are not difficult. These are things that you will be able to implement tomorrow. And I'm just so excited for you because you're about to become a morning person in 2026, and your life will be changed, forever changed. Before we get into the tips, I want to share a fun story of how I became a morning person. I've somewhat always been a morning person. I think there's nurture versus nature a little bit with this. I think some people are just born morning people or night people, but there is a lot of nurture that you can do in order to get yourself to become a morning person. And really my journey with this started in high school. I had a crush on this guy, and he would we would text about studying for class or whatever, or doing homework together. And he was like, I just want to wake up at like 4 a.m, go to the local Starbucks, and we will just bang out our homework in like a couple hours before school starts, like for the day ahead. And you might think that's out of control, but I was so obsessed with this guy that I was like, oh yeah, that sounds so amazing. Like totally down to do that. So funny that this guy ended up being gay. Well, he was always gay, but I did not see that in the moment. Every morning would go to Starbucks at 4 a.m. when it opened and do all our homework for the day ahead. And I know that might sound a little nuts in terms of like, what if you don't finish it or whatever, but something happened to me where I just recognized that my brain works so much better in the mornings. I am just so much more alert, and I just do my best thinking in the morning. And as I'll get into it a little bit later, like there's something so peaceful about the mornings when no one else is awake. You feel like you have the whole world to yourself. Time stands still. Even in college, I kept up with this practice because I just loved how I felt in the mornings. And in college, people would do, all-nighters. I never did an all-nighter once. I would just wake up at 4 a.m. and like get shit done, and probably in half the time. And so I never understood people who stayed up all night studying. I was always like, okay, I'm going to get it done in the morning because there's something about that energy and the clarity that I have in the mornings. So that's my fun little story about how I came to be a morning person. And I am so grateful to this man because he gave me the greatest gift and made me realize something about myself that is probably one of my favorite things about myself, is that I love to wake up early. So ever since then, I'm like a 5 a.m. wake up person. I love taking my time. I love the sacredness of it. It feels like you are really carving out time to look inward before you look outward. No one can bother you. Time, again, stands still. It's dark. It's cozy. It is truly one of the most sacred times of my day. When you prioritize regulating your nervous system right when you get out of bed, that sets the tone for the whole day. If you are dysregulated upon waking up, you will be dysregulated the whole day. It is so much harder to get back to that baseline. So if this is you, again, I'm not shaming you. I'm just trying to show you the potential of what your days could look like if you adopted just a little bit of these rituals. If this is you, you roll out of bed, you snooze, you snooze, you snooze, you roll out of bed. Oh shit, I have like 15 minutes until my first call. I'm on my phone, doom scrolling, checking my emails, checking my Slack, pouring myself a cup of coffee before I even had water, just like quickly get a little presentable for Zoom, get on a call and start working. Just even saying that like gives me heart palpitations. Like that is just a kind of chaos that sets the day up for a constant churning out. There's this energy where you never feel like you are ahead of your schedule or in control of your day. You suddenly are bound by everyone else that needs you without taking that time for yourself in the morning. Like your nervous system never even had a chance. And I promise this is not as intimidating as it sounds. I am here to tell you that all the wellness influencers that talk about the morning routine, all right, I'm going to give you like actual steps to get there. All right, so I'm going to just start with like the very basics, getting the fuck out of bed, all right? These are my 2 rules, and this seems unconventional, but this is what I do. Immediately when I wake up, I will splash cold water on my face. So I just splash water. It's from the sink. It's kind of, I'm assuming it's the same benefits as like an ice plunge in a way, where it's like a shot of espresso immediately. Like I just splash water on my face. I'm awake. I'm done. I don't even need to go back to bed. I don't even want to go back to bed. I'm fully alert and awake. If you also snooze a lot, this is the Mel Robbins rule, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. It's essentially where you count down from 5, and on number 1, no matter what, you are getting up. Like it is just a rocket ship. It is no thinking. Don't even let your brain talk you out of it. You're just gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm up. Splash water. I'm out. I'm alert. I'm awake. I'm enthusiastic. This is what you're not gonna do. You are not going to have your phone in your room. I know. I resisted this for a long time. I thought, no, I don't need to put my phone in another room. Like I have self-control. Like I don't really, I read before bed, like whatever. I can just check something really quickly. No. Until you start doing this, you're not going to fully like understand how much clarity it brings you to have the phone away. I put the phone in another room. I seriously don't look at it for the first hour of my day. I kind of forget that it's over there. In terms of a alarm clock, I know a lot of people love Hatch. I have a husband and I wake up very early. So I bought something on Amazon that's like a vibrating wristband. It is like so ugly. It's bright red. I need to make a trendy one because like I can't really film my night routines because it's so ugly. But it does the job. It like vibrates me awake in the morning at 5 a.m. and I don't have to look at my phone. Again, I'm going to quote the great Mel Robbins here again. She always says, if you were a Coke addict, would you put a whole tray of Coke right next to your nightstand? No, we are all addicted to our phones. So why even let yourself have it sitting there? Just put it away. I promise you don't need it. Once you have logged off, you're done. Do your little last scroll. Do your little last check-in with all your, social media apps. Put it in the other room. You could, and just open a book, or you could watch TV. Like you could do other things. I'm not saying like you have to just like be completely digital free, but the phone specifically and the attention grabbing it does and your brain going in a million directions, I promise, put it in another room. And this will help with your morning routine because you do not need to fight against the addiction when you wake up. You just go about your day, do your morning routine, and then you can grab the phone once you're regulated, once you're ready to enter into the world. I'm going to go through my morning routine. Again, this is a practice I've developed over years and years and years, okay? So if a morning routine is very intimidating to you, you do not have to do all these things. You can just pick one and test it out for a week as a little challenge for yourself. And if that feels good, great, implement it. If it doesn't, leave it. But I'm just going to kind of go through what has worked for me, and every person's morning routine is going to be crafted different. I wake up and I drink a big ass glass of water. Big ass, okay? I put electrolytes in there. I do the Perfect Aminos electrolytes and I chug that. I also do apple cider vinegar to help with, the movements. And I will make a hot water with lemon, which again helps with the movements. And then I also make my matcha. So I'm like having 15,000 drinks in the morning. I highly, highly implore you, if you're a coffee drinker, I also, should be eating something before matcha, but I don't. But at the very least, like, please have water before you drink caffeine, and just get that hydration back into your body. And there's something so powerful about incorporating these indulgent sensory rituals into your morning routine. I love matcha. I don't drink coffee anymore unless I'm like out and about at a coffee shop, but I don't make coffee at home and I strictly drink matcha. And the ritual of it and, putting it together, it is such a beautiful, again, sacred time. You're just crafting the most perfect drinky drink for you, and it makes the morning so much better. Next up, we journal. I know. If you're not a journaler, you're probably eye rolling right now, and I understand. Journaling is a practice that you need to figure out what works for you, okay? For instance, I don't like morning pages. People swear by it, the artist's way. If you love morning pages, incredible. To me, I just am not going to write 3 to 4 pages full of like brain dump energy. Some days I love to do a brain dump and talk about my day and whatever, but I started getting into territory of negative thought patterns that I was journaling about, which honestly is very healthy because it gets it out of your brain and onto the paper. And there are times where it feels cathartic to really like release those thoughts. But I found that I was waking up kind of like in a meh mood because I was like, oh, I have to go journal and I'm going to probably journal like shitty things and like negative thought patterns. So I shifted it a little bit to incorporate more gratitude. I always list out my simple pleasures from the day before, what I'm proud of myself from the day before. I kind of write out what I've been up to, just like things percolating in my mind, what I've been noodling on. And then, yeah, if there are like really intense emotions coming up or things I need to work through, like I will write those out. But again, I want this practice to feel really grounding for you. I want it to set you up for success for the rest of the day. And so if you think that, getting into inner child work and doing like really deep work in the morning is like gonna put you in a funk, do not do that. Like do the journaling that lights you up, that really gets you excited for the day ahead. Some things that I love is Mimi Bouchard. She has an app called Activations and she has journaling activations. So she'll basically walk you through different journaling prompts with music and give you time in between each prompt so you can jot down what you want. And some of them are so amazing. Like I love this one about being your future self today. And then it says like, what does your future self get to experience that you don't right now? So like, what are things that your future self has that you can kind of emulate right now? So it's those types of prompts that really get you to dream and get you to kind of force you into that mindset of positive thinking and positive self-image. As I mentioned, I'm currently doing the To Be Magnetic end of year challenge. So that is a little bit of like inner child work, a little shadowy vibes, which can get a little dark if I'm being honest. But I do love having a structure. Like I love having a challenge or a structure. I wake up in the morning like excited to do the next challenge. As humans, we love a checklist. We love a challenge. We love to check things off the box. So it's fun to have a framework to be going through. I've done the 5-minute journal. A lot of people love that. Again, takes 5 minutes. You do one in the morning, one in the night. Form, one of my favorite online workout platforms and workout clothing, they just came out with a journal and I'm so excited. And it's basically, I think the prompts are check in, so things inward, look back, so talking about things from the day prior, check in, things like that are more inner world, and then look out, and so things, coming up and things that you're looking forward to. Find something that works for you, right? And it can be so simple. It can take 3 minutes. It can do 20 minutes. I sometimes journal for 20, 25 minutes, right? So I love to just have that open space and time to just do what I feel like I want in that moment. Next, I meditate. And I will say, I do not meditate on my own. I need some sort of guided meditation. I use the Open app. I love all the meditations on there. And again, I'm doing the To Be Magnetic, which also has like these meditations that are within the challenge. So that's what I'm doing right now. But something that I've found about, again, the stillness of the morning, no one can bother you. Even when it's dark and then I finish my meditation and I see like the light coming in through the window, it is so beautiful. It's such a gift to yourself to take that time and just like be in your body and just let everything else melt away and give yourself that time. Like there's no better gift. There's no better gift. And that combination of the journaling, the meditating, oh my God, I'm fucking flying after that, all right? I'm so ready to take on the day. I have this incredibly optimistic mindset. I have so much gratitude for everything in my life. I'm fucking pumped up. I'm like my biggest cheerleader. I'm so ready for the day. I've like cleared out the gunk. I've like done a power wash on my brain, okay? So those are my two like non-negotiables when it comes to the morning routine. I sometimes read, sometimes not, but I just want to clarify and emphasize this one point. This is the secret sauce. This is how you're going to become a morning person. You need to make your mornings irresistible. They need to be something you look forward to, or else you're not going to do it. You're not going to change. You won't become a morning person because you should become one. You're going to become a morning person because you're so excited to become one, because the routine is irresistible. Like you wake up so giddy to do the routine. That's how I feel. If you're dreading your mornings, you're not going to be able to change them. But if you romanticize them, you will be able to change. And here, everything I mentioned, the drinky drink, the putting on a nice candle, getting all cozy up in a blanket. When I meditate, I put on my unhide blanket and I'm just like cozied up in this cocoon. And then I have Flamingo Estate essential oils that I breathe in. But if you have a candle that you want to put on, again, make your favorite drinky drink. If there's a book that you want to read, I usually in the mornings will read like a self-help book or a business book. But if you want to read your fiction book, do that. Like if that makes you excited to get up and get going with your day and you're like, oh great, I get to wake up tomorrow, have my cute little drinky drink. I'm going to get cozy on the couch and I'm going to read my romance novel. That is unbelievable. Like that is the perfect way to start the day. Away from your phone, looking inward, carving out that time for yourself. Also a playlist. I love the Cozy Morning Acoustic playlist on Spotify. I'm so surprised that wasn't on my Spotify Wrapped because I listen to it every single morning. I'll put it on the Google Home and it just has this like soft energy that just, again, I feel like I am not just starting the day with this urgency and this intense energy. I'm easing into the day. There's this slowness and slow paced, and it just, even thinking about it, I get so excited. So this is my challenge to you. I want you to pick one anchor habit, micro habit though. Anything I mentioned or something new that you think of. Maybe it's phone in the other room for 1 week. Maybe it's water first thing in the morning, whatever. Just pick one little thing and I want you to commit to it for a week. And I want you to really, really get this in your head. You will not see a difference. You will not see a difference in the first few days. I promise you won't. But you need to understand the concept of delayed gratification. With consistency and layering on each of these components into making your perfect morning routine, it's going to be second nature. You're going to just all of a sudden become a morning person. You're going to embody that identity. But I promise you it does not come in the first couple days. So you cannot abandon it in the first couple days. Do it for a week. I mean, better yet, 2 weeks, and just really feel the benefits, because you're not going to in the first couple days. So give yourself the time to be consistent and let the practice build. it took me years to develop the perfect morning routine. All right. And there's a lot of tinkering. Some days, it doesn't look like this every single morning. Sometimes I'll switch it out for a book and then not meditate or whatever. Like, it is so tailored to you. But again, all that matters is that you're taking a little time for yourself to look inward, to be still before you let the outside world kind of like take over your body. Mornings are not about being productive, all right? So like leave productivity out the window. This is about coming home to yourself. This is about making peace. It does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be what works for you. And I promise over time, like you're going to become the girl that loves mornings. You're going to be like, I'm a morning person now. I love this topic and I hope I was able to give you, again, very specific takeaways rather than like wake up early and just force yourself to like, I get it. It's so annoying when people have such an amazing routine that's on autopilot, right? But I just want to share just how impactful it's been on my life. And I really, really know that you can experience the benefits as well. And I hope and I wish that for you in 2026. Let me know what your favorite little random ritual that you do in the mornings. I love hearing about them. If you want to comment on Spotify, I read all the comments. And if you want to rate and review, please rate and review. I am so happy to have you here every week. And I love you. And let's wake up fucking early, okay? All right, bye.